Welcome to Creative Pages with Catherine. I'm Catherine, and it's time for the next challenge in my 101 Sketchbook Challenge series. I am going to be working from page 11 today with the C's Please collection. As I am filming this, currently the paper and stickers are what's left from this collection on my Creative Memories website. So if you like this one, then you can still purchase what you would need to put it together. And I am going to go ahead and let you know a couple of substitutions as I go along as well. Also, I will link the original blog post in the description box below this video. If you don't have the sketchbook, you can still follow along. All right, I think that's most of the housekeeping. And I guess, well, if you haven't subscribed, please hit the subscribe button. If you're already a subscriber, I appreciate each and every one of you. Hit the thumbs up if you like what I do here, and leave me a comment. I always enjoy answering those. So now let's get to the sketch. Okay. Here it is, sketch number 11. This one is a little bit simpler. So you can see not as many pencil marks on the side of my page. I have been adjusting my lighting so that way if you want to get a screenshot of what I've done, you can. And then I get to adjust my lighting so you can actually see the pages I'm working on. I am going to be working with 3 pages from the C's Please collection. I found this really fun fish page that has stripes on the back side of it. I made a lot of mats out of our plaid paper that has the wood tone on the back. And our base pages are this water effect that has the ombre on the back. And I just thought this was so pretty, but you're going to see this one is just going to come together really simply and pretty quickly and easily here. My fish stripe, I'm going to work on the left side of the page first, which is where I usually work, but this one is actually a little bit more symmetrical than some of the other pages I've been doing. So it's going to come together pretty quickly. So I have 2 of these from the fish paper. It's 1.5 by 12 inches. And I have also, okay, so let me let you know, I have 2 of these coral pieces from the laser cut borders because I had purchased several packs for some different classes that I was taking. And you're going to get to hear a little bit more about these classes in my next video that involves C's Please. And I actually found a sketch that's going to work with me. But in the meantime, if you do not have extra borders around and you just have the sticker pack, use the icebergs. It'll still work. It'll still be a cute page. But since I had the laser cut borders, that is what I'm going to be using. And I need to make sure how deep my rocks are before I put this down. It's about 1/4 of an inch, and I was going to eyeball it like I usually do, but I just wanted to make sure because it just seems to, you see it's a little bit of blue. So let me show you real quick. So you see there's a little bit of blue coming out from the bottom here, and then the fish paper has more white in it. And so underneath the rocks, I tried putting the fish all the way at the bottom of the page, and here and there, you see, whoops, let me get on the camera. Okay, you see that white? It just didn't look as nice to me, and you know I'm funny about color. So if you want to put your fish thing all the way to the bottom, go for it. I just liked the look of the water underneath the rocks a little bit better. It just gave a little bit of a cleaner, tidier look, if you will, for me. Because I'm funny about color, and I know it, and I let you guys know almost every single video. I know I'm funny about color. Other people are funny about making sure everything is really straight on the page, and I do like it straight on the page a lot of the time, but I apparently am funnier about color than about everything being super straight. So we all have our quirks, and that just happens to be one of mine. I own it. It is what it is, and my tape runner's run out. Here we go. I own it. It is what it is. And here we go. Putting some repositionable tape on the back of my coral here so it will stick nicely to the page. So this is the whole reason why we're working from the bottom of the page this time. And yes, I do like to make sure it is lined up. And so you can also see by having this at 1.5 inches, your plants pretty much line up with where your fish are also. So there was a little bit of a method to my thought process here. And I mean, the train one was definitely an inspiration for me on it, but I'm not the best at following the sketches. I think I've also said that. So here and there, you'll get me following one closer than not, but I hope you'll enjoy what I do with them. Otherwise, I guess you wouldn't be here. So I appreciate your being here and checking out my interpretations of these. For the top of our page, I am using this rope border sticker. And again, we're going to leave just a little bit of the blue showing at the top of the page. Here we go. I almost thought I pulled that one a little too tight. It was kind of curling my paper up a little bit. And then we have 3 of our, what size did I cut these? 4 1/4 by 6 1/4 mats. We are going to have the plaid, and we're going to have 2 on one side and 1 on the opposite. And then I have a couple other stickers to go on the page. And like I said, this one is quick and simple. Some of the other interpretations are a little more complex, but I like to mix in some really simple pages as well. I have a feeling this one might be one that it's easy to just do over and over again. And if you're trying to get a book done quickly, this one might be your sketch to work from and use any collection you have on hand. So our mats do wind up overlapping just a little bit because of them being the 6 1/4 across this way. And I'm okay with that. I'm leaving about a 1/16 of an inch at the edge of the page. I will show it to you closer on the camera. But I also don't put my tape all the way to the edge of the paper as well. So when I go to put my photos on, I can actually manipulate my mat just a hair as well if I want to put a photo underneath this other photo, or I can always cut my photos to reflect a slightly smaller mat. I like leaving myself with options for when I go to put my photos on pages later. And I can also put a photo going vertically on the page as well. So I can put a photo here like this and not even worry about the mat overlap, and then put my second photo here. So if that gives you all an idea, there you go. I hope so. I definitely don't color in the lines at all. So I found this really pretty down by the sea sticker, and I thought that one would look really great by our rope at the top of our page. Now I want to put it on foam squares. Now that I'm looking at it, I just think it does need to be popped up a little bit here. And I don't know, it's like I almost have too many choices now with all the new foam square sizes. If you're not sure how the new foam squares compared to the traditional foam squares or the ones that we've had, I have a short that shows you side by side this set with the set that was previously for sale and the sizing. So check that out if you like. It's under the shorts tab here on my YouTube channel. And there we go. There's this. There's that. All right, and then I also have this fish down here that I thought it does. It completes, it adds another pop of color to our page. It brings our fish from the bottom of the page that we know are there. And I just thought, let's have this little guy coming out. In fact, I'm matching up a couple of fins here. In fact, I think I'm going to put it over that fin coming off the fish page. So here it is. This is the left side of our page. You can see that little guy at the bottom there. It's so cute. If I want to journal on this side of the page, I can add a couple of strips with our write-on stickers. In fact, I've got them here. I mean, for $3, it really gives us a lot of great options, and I can put them together to create almost like a box on its own, or I can find my index sheet, which is the sheet that comes with our designer paper packs, and I can cut a small little box to journal in on my page. So let me grab the right side of my page here, and I'll show you both of them at the end side by side. Hang on, that's about to fall off of my place where I put my extra pages. Okay, so here is the other side of the page. This is another 1.5-inch strip of our fish paper. And the other thing you do need to pay attention to with your fish paper is it's directional. These fish eyes are going a certain direction. So this fish eye is at the top. Traditionally, usually the fish eyes are towards the top of the fish. So I just wanted to let you all know, when you cut your paper, when you go to put it on your page, you might not want to have your fish swimming upside down on your page. Okay, this needs to go down just a little hair more. I want it showing from the bottom, but not from the top. So maybe it's just a hair less than 1/4 of an inch. Wouldn't be the first time. All right, a little more repositionable tape on to my other set of coral, because again, like I said, I had 2 of these, so I figured I might as well go ahead and use them. There we go, and they just look so pretty with all of these blues on the page. I could not resist using both of them. And my rope border sticker for my sticker pack. And you can just pull it straight off of your sheet. It's just when I'm designing them, a lot of times I'm trying to visualize exactly how it's going to go on the page. And if I cut it off of the page and put it, kind of just place it, it helps me when I'm designing, making sure that everything's going to fit on the page. So this side has 3 as well, and a fish. So we have 1 more fish coming. And then these are going to overlap just a little bit as well. Now, you could use the wood tone side of this paper if you wanted, but I just really liked the plaid. I thought it had a lot of pretty colors in it, and it just worked really well with the blue base, with the grays. And so work with what makes you happy. All right, so on this side, we have 2 on the left side again. So this one's kind of a repeating page, not necessarily a symmetrical page. We're kind of repeating a pattern. We have both of our photos horizontally to the left on the left side, and we're doing the same thing here on the right side. And then we're going to put this other one horizontally as well, just going over the other 2 just a little bit. And I've already talked to you about how I'm going to overcome this little overture. And actually, that is kind of how I have it in our inspiration sketch, which I will show you in just a minute. Oops, I almost took the fin off of my fish. Be careful when you're getting this one out. So maybe we'll put this one kind of going up here a little bit more. So you can see there's a couple, we'll follow the flow of what's on the page there. All right, let me take this off. Put my foam squares up so I can show you both pages. This one, like I said, it's a quick one. All right. So the right side, since I didn't hold it up for you, and easily I could also put another photo up here, and I could add a journal box down on this end as well. So journaling can happen here and here if you want. If you want to put smaller photos, you can, or a small journal box up here. There's definitely options and space on these pages to do that. But like I said, this one is one that has a lot of just, you can even turn these and put those on the page that way as well. And you have options. So you can see here from our inspirations, you can see where it did overlap just a little. We had the elements at the top and the bottom. So I kind of followed the sketch maybe a little closer this time. And that's it for that one. Let me get our card, because that is the other thing I am doing, is challenging myself to come up with a card, whether I'm using scraps or taking inspiration from the photo or the layout. Just want to give you all some more ideas. So here is my card. I kind of piece them together and then take them apart. I actually have to turn mine upside down, so I need to make sure my base is going to open the direction I want it to. Yes. Okay. So this one's going to open this way. I had some extra blue cardstock. I had some just small pieces. And I cut it down to 4 1/4 so it would fit across the card. And then I cut it at 7/8 of an inch, because that was essentially in the middle of my scrap. So I could use it to line the top and the bottom of my page, because I also had a scrap of this blue that was the base of our page on the layout we just did, but I only had one smaller strip and I wanted to use it on the card. So I decided to go ahead and layer in this other scrap I had, and my fish were upside down for a little bit there. So this one is 5 inches by 4 inches. I'm guessing I must have cut some mats, and I had this one as an extra one. So we're going to go ahead and put this on top of here. I'm going to center it as best I can. Now I could pull out my zero centering ruler, which I have done in other videos, or I could eyeball it, which is what I'm going to do in this one. Had you going for a minute there, huh? So this piece is 3/4 of an inch wide. So that I had 3/4 of an inch to work with from the beginning, and then I cut it down to 5.5 inches. It was a 3/4 by 12 inch strip. But I just really liked the look of the water with the fish and the blue cardstock. So let me, I don't think this matters, but I'm going to go ahead and reinforce this a little bit for the end of the card that we're opening, so that way it doesn't flap around when you open up your card. There we go. Layering that. And we're going to go ahead and layer this one on the other end here. And I am, oops, off a little bit here. There we go. So honestly, I really like the simplicity of this on its own. I'm kind of, I don't know if it's a phase for me or what, but I'm just really enjoying almost not putting any words on my cards. But I did pull out a couple of stickers to give you all an idea of what you could use from the C's Please collection on this card. You could use Life is Good. You could put it in the center, or you could even put it over here to make it look like it's going to, you know, Life is Good is going to open the card. Or you could put cruising together. So if you're going with a friend on a cruise journey or something, you could put that towards the top of your card as well. So for me, I mean, yes, Life is Good, but I don't know. I liked showing just the design, the simplicity of the design. The 3 types of blues and patterns just flow so well together. And so that's where I'm going to keep my card. So that's it for today. I hope you all enjoyed my interpretation of this sketch. Until next time.